Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Yo, hey everybody, welcome. For the first time, welcome to the How Did He Get So Good podcast. That's right, it's the name of the podcast. I changed it right at the last, couple weeks. I was going to name it something else. And I came across this title. Actually, first and foremost, if you guys just heard, we got a new song. Big shout out to my guys from Advent Horizon. These guys are by far, and I'll sign on this, the most talented band here in Utah. My favorite band for sure. You guys have heard me talk about these guys. I've had them before. The last time I had them here, when this was the other side of the Beehive, I had him here, and at the end, as we took the final photos and we're walking out, I say, hey, listen, obviously by that time, Justin and I already talked, and there was going to be a few changes, right? The biggest one, it was he wasn't going to be around any much longer. So I talked to these guys, and I said, hey, nothing will give me such more excitement than have one of your guys' songs or your guys' music into my new project. And they, from the get-go, they said, yes, let's do it. Although they gave me a song with from one of their older albums, and it was just a song, it was just music. I said, oh, this is gonna work perfect. And like I say, I had another name for this. And I started listening to the new album, and they have a song that is called How Did It Get So Good? And it's such a as you guys heard it, it's such a powerful song. And it has like the vocals like screaming, how did it get so good? And somehow I was like, that'll be like a cool name for a podcast. And then this idea got in my head when I was like, what if I name the podcast that and then have that song for an intro? Now, I just asked these guys for a song, right? And I know how artists are, and how protected they are over their product, right? And so I was like, I feel like they just gave me a song, and here I am going like, what if you give me this one? And mind you, this was a brand new song for a new album, right? And so I spoke with Riley, and I said, hey, listen, man, I know you just gave me this song, but I got another question to ask. And I said, if we can do this, it's fine. I'll keep going. I consider myself served with what you guys have given me. So I said, what if I name the podcast How Did It Get So Good? And I think you know what my next question is going to be. Now, Riley, being the guy that he is, he was like, before he even said anything else, he said, I love it. And yes, let's do it. Anything you want, we'll make it happen. Let me know when, let me know how, let me just, he says, obviously I say, okay, we talk about, what's this gonna cost? And then him and I have a little, conversation about that. And so they said, yeah, so I cannot be happier about the fact that they gave me a brand new song from the brand new album, called, A Cell to Call Home, which is a great album. And I'm so pumped about this. So pumped. And I told them there's only a few people, probably less than 5 people that knew about this. And I said, listen, man, this is the song. What do you think? And every single person was like, oh, dude, that song is good. So that's the new song, and we'll be throwing it on the intros. Obviously, my man Chance had to be on the intro too. He's still recuperating. Is that the word? Recuperating. um, from the accident that he had. Um, he's still here. He's still with us, which that's the big the big news, right? It's just it seems like he's doing a lot better than what we thought it was gonna be. So, um, he's still in the intro. There was no way. Whenever when I get a chance, I'm gonna have him do another one. Um, but he's in there. The new song is in there. I'll probably be doing the same. In fact, this is gonna be just a little shorty of an intro, if you may, for this new show. Like I said it before, I'm looking forward to sit down with people that I've actually wanted to sit down with for the longest time and never thought that the Beehive was like an environment for them, right? I already have a few people that said yes, and I'm excited about that. And obviously, the boys, right? We still keep the boys around, right? Every single person that has been a part of the Beehive is still a part of this. And so I'm not forgetting about those guys. And next time he's available, of course we'll have lore under what is it? I mean, I did it years with him, right? And I can't lore underscore long balls with a Z. He'll be back. We talked about this, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I think it'd be fun to get together and tickle their people's I don't know where I was going with that, but give the people what they used to have, which was the Beehive. So I'm excited about this. Another thing is, we have a new setup. This is more of a profesh setup, right? We're not such in the man cave per se. This is more of a sit down and have a deeper conversation, especially having the guests that I would love to have. So yeah, this is I don't know if you can see it. Also, I have two cameras now. I have two cameras, huh? I don't even know if I can do two cameras. I'll figure it out. I think I can. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm excited about taking on this. So what else? Shout out to Advent Horizon. Shout out. You know what? Honestly, on the serious note, shout out to Justin, man, because I feel like I learned this with him, right? I feel like we were in this together for almost 5 years, and so whatever it is that I learned, he learned, and how we managed to get together and put content out there every week, So shout out to my guy Justin. It'll be challenging to do it without him. To know that I don't have, because when you do it with a partner, it's more of a, you don't worry as much about having a guest because you're like, well, my boy's gonna be there, right? So we'll figure this out, and we'll especially when it happens to be such a good homeboy of yours, right? You can just go, well, we'll figure it out, and we'll make it happen. We don't need a guest, right? But this will be challenging, to sit down here and just having to figure out, a different guest. Also, I'm not afraid to do this by myself. Obviously, I can talk for hours to people. Might as well talk to hours by myself. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And just to see where this goes. I knew where sitting with my friends and sitting with podcasters and sitting with friends that are not necessarily podcasters, but they're friends of ours, friends of mine, friends of Justin. I knew how far that took me. So now sitting down with people that I'm interested in, I get to see where that takes me, right? I was talking to Jonathan. Jonathan happens to be the manager of the building. He told me a couple good things of things that are about to start happening here in the building, which would be great for networking and stuff like that. Also, they told me I could use another building if it's for do some more content, not necessarily podcasting, but also more content, and I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to to explore every idea that I have and just throw it out there and make it happen. It's just to basically entertain you, right? Entertain people. So I'm excited about that. What else? Love to have a producer. If you guys know anybody there, would love to have a producer. That'd be nice. But I think I could just always grab my computer and do it myself, right? But yeah, the logo, we will come up with something better and nicer and more thought out. It's right now. This is just because we needed to launch. We needed to launch. I spent too much time moving things around. This table, believe it or not, came from where was it? Where did I go? Morgan? Was it Morgan? Somewhere up in Cache Valley or something like that. So about 2 hours from my house. But it's perfect, and I knew I had to have the stools, and I knew I had to have the higher table, and it's nice, and he actually has like things over here in the bottom for like carrying bottles, which is nice. Right now it's full of cables, all right, and we're not gonna look down there. You guys are not gonna look down there, but yeah, it's got some cables there. What else? The solo episodes. Maybe I'll throw some Spanish episodes. Maybe I'll throw some Spanish. There's a lot of people that I would like to sit down with. That are Spanish speakers, and I'm excited about those. But I wanted to make it so it's not so complicated. I didn't want you to follow another podcast, or another show. I just want you to just keep what you got, and then the new name will come up. Hopefully, right? I mean, I'm talking in the future here. That's the plan. I don't know if that's how I end up, but that's the plan. You don't have to do anything. One day you'll wake up and this, instead of being the other side of the beehive, it'll be, how did it get so good? I gotta get used to that, man. I gotta get used to it. 5 years, the other side of the beehive. 5 years, the other side of the beehive. And now it's, how did it get so good? This will be episode 258. That's right. I'm not going back to 1. Screw that. I'm proud of saying that I was there for every episode. My man Justin took over the time that I wasn't here. But it's something that we did together, and I'm not getting rid of that. So it's 258. Same studio, right? We don't have our sign. We don't have the UFC stuff behind me. I guess you can see right here. But you do have me though. That's cool. In fact, one of the guy that actually took that photo, he's one of my guests that is that I talked to. He's a friend of mine, very very talented web designer and photographer. He said he'll do the show, which I'm very excited about because I wanted to have him even when we did the other show, and he was busy. He travels, he sells his photography all over the nation, so. Hopefully by the beginning of these days, by the beginning of the year, I wanted to say, the first days of this year, we'll make it happen. He said he'll be in town, and yeah, I'm excited about that. Also, today of all days, launching this, it's New Year's Day, right? Today's the 1st. If you're listening to this on Monday, obviously. So happy New Year. I'm not the kind of guy that does the, what do you call it? The resolutions. I kind of just do it mentally. I kind of just go like, oh, maybe this year I should take care of my health more, right? My health is taking a shit. I'm not gonna lie. So we gotta pick that up. Also at work, as you guys know, I got another job. Yeah, it takes other side of my brain, right? Operating machinery for so long, it was just like riding a bike. Right now, I gotta get that into what I'm doing now. And luckily for me, I still have Justin. Right, Justin is basically holding my hand to make this happen. And I'm very thankful for him and Justin. I appreciate you. I know it's not easy, man. I'm a slow learning dude. I'll be honest. I learn and I learn slow. And in my defense, that's one of the things that I said when I got the job. I said, listen, man, just like it was for machinery. I learn slow, but once I learn it, dude, you don't have to worry about anything. So I'm working towards that. Obviously, we'll see what this year brings when it comes to work. We just happened to finish a huge 3-year project up on the north side of the state, of the city, I should say. And that's wrapping up right now as we speak. And just like construction goes, right? Next year we'll take on another monster, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I'm trying to learn there too. I'm trying to learn this, like I said, a little bit different, right? To where I can't just rely on the things that I used to rely before. Like, oh, if I'm not there, if I'm running late or whatever, then Justin will start getting everything ready, right? Now it's not gonna happen. So I'm getting used to things like that. I'm hoping that I can count on you. I'm hoping that I can have your continued support on this crazy adventure that I'm taking on. I'm excited. That's all I can say. I'm excited. But also, I mean, this is nothing if I don't have you guys, right? For every single person that was out there and listened to the Beehive for so long, for the 5 years, thank you so much. And I don't want to disappoint you. I want to keep you entertained still. So I hope that I can have your support. And also, like I mentioned before, I want to do some other things outside of the podcast. Maybe some content. There's a couple of people that have said, hey, if you want to do something fun, let me know, and I'll do it. And like I said, Jonathan has just told me, hey, you can use that building over there to make things happen. So I'm excited about that too. What else? I think that's it, man. Like I said, this is gonna be a short ep, just kind of giving you a rundown of things. This is basically my first tryout of the 2 cameras again, and yeah, I still, this is still not ready. I'm still moving things around now that I know how things are gonna go. Now I'm like, okay, that's gonna be in the way of the camera shot or this and that. I mean, obviously you guys, don't see that, right? That's something that I get in my head with, because I want it to be so good and I want it to be so perfect. I want it to be so. Podcasting is about, having like a relaxed conversation with somebody, right? Whether it is to learn or to joke around. But I want to make it so it looks so professional that I'm not pleased with stuff that I get to do, or like stuff that I think are gonna work at the beginning and then they don't. Like if I go, okay, that camera's gonna be there, so he takes this shot, and then I put it on, I was like, no, well, that's not gonna work. And now I'm like, okay, this is gonna work better. But now I have this on the way. I mean, it's a whole thing, man. I will say I go home and my head just starts spinning. My gears just start moving towards making this a better place for you and for me and for the entire human race. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Heal the world. That's right. I did that. So yeah. Once again, thank you so much for still hanging in with me. And also big shout out to the guys from Advent Horizon again for the song. How did it get so good? Such a great song. It's just such a great album, man. Such a great album. I highly suggest it. I feel like everything out there, it's rap and hip hop nowadays, but there's some good talented people when it comes to musicians, and but who am I to tell you, right? I'm not in touch with that, I guess. But I'm in touch with those guys, which that didn't sound good, but you know what I mean. Anyway, well, thank you so much for being here, for pressing play, whether it's YouTube or the audio version of this. Now I gotta find a new sign out, right? I can't say who's gonna be here. So let's see. I don't know. I want to have to write it down and start making it a thing. But for now, you can follow me at Angel Cervera on Instagram, Angel Cervera on Facebook. That's right. That's my last name, Cervera. Please comment, follow the podcast, share the podcast, and hop on this adventure with me, and we'll figure it out as we go. But thank you so much, and until next time, this has been, well, maybe that's it, dude. Till next time, this has been How Did It Get So Good? Take it over, fellas. Thank you.